Hello, welcome to the second in this series of training videos for the HCSS Heavy Job mobile app. In today's video, we're going to cover the diary on the mobile app. So in order to launch the Heavy Job mobile application, look for the icon on your mobile device. It's the little blue hard hat. Tap on the icon to launch the application. On the home screen, there's a couple things that you want to check before you start the diary. The most important is that you have the correct job listed across the top of the screen. If you need to change the job, tap on Change Job, and you will see a list of your recent job and also available jobs. You can select the job from the recent, you can select the job from available scrolling the list, or you can use the search box to search for a job either by job number or by description. So make sure you have the correct job selected before you start your diary. So once you have the correct job listed, go ahead and tap on the diary icon and it will open the Heavy Job mobile diary. The next thing you want to check is the date. You can create a diary for any date, past, present, or future, but you don't want to create it for the wrong date. So check the date in the top left corner. If you need to change the date, tap on the calendar and select a different day from the calendar. I'm going to use today's date and I'm going to continue with the diary. One of the minimum expectations for all foremen for Granite construction is that you will complete the working conditions for your diary. There's a couple ways that you can do this in the mobile app. If you are working on today's date, you'll see an option in the top right corner that says Use Location. You can use the Use Location button to pull in the working conditions from the internet. If you change your diary to a different date, you'll notice that that option is not there. The minimum expectation is that you will add at least one working condition from each of the categories available. So in this case, I would have normal ground, the temperature was mild today, and the weather was sunny. Just by selecting those, when you tap back on the diary, it adds those to the working conditions. You can select more than one from each category. For example, if it started out sunny and then it became very windy and then it started to rain, all of those will update the working conditions. The next option we want to look at on the mobile diary is called a note index. A note index is a simple way to add what we would call an electronic bookmark to the diary. If we add a note index to the diary, whatever that is, it can be searched for in the manager system so that we can quickly gather up any days that that particular index appeared. So for example, if you think about the concept of a rain delay, if every time you had a rain delay, the foreman would grab that note index and put it on their diary. In the manager system, we would have an almost instant report for every time there was a rain delay. The list of note indexes varies from job to job and from location to location. They are job specific, and you have the circular arrow refresh that you can tap to refresh the list. The list is broken up into categories, so as you scroll the categories, you can see the different types of note indexes available, and picking any one of these will add it to the diary. By the way, note indexes also work on cost code notes, so the note index on the diary would probably be more appropriate for general job site, where a note index on a cost code note would be specific to that activity. So, for example, if I had mixed design issues with my concrete, this is a very customized set of note indexes. So if I tap on mixed design issues for the concrete, and then if I tap in that note index that was added, the expectation is to provide more details about that issue. So again, I've added the mixed design issue to my diary. I will provide some additional details, and when I send this diary to the main office, the managers in the main office will be able to quickly find any note index where there was a mixed design issue. While we have this screen up here, let's remember, if you have internet connectivity, learn to take advantage of the microphone that shows up on your keyboard. The microphone is a speech-to-text option that's built into the iPad. It works great. And all you do is tap on the microphone and speak slowly, and the iPad will actually convert your speech into text. Let's try it. There was some issues with the concrete where we had low air and the slump was too high. Does a pretty good job. Sometimes it does misspell a word or misunderstand a word, and you can easily tap back in that place and make the correction just like that. Okay, so remember, note indexes work great. They only work if we add them to the diary or the cost code note, and they are typically making a note about an issue that was encountered that day. The next item on the diary is called phrases. If you tap on phrases, you'll see a list of phrases that are available to be added to the diary. A phrase is just a shortcut to type something specific that you might have to type over and over again. So, for example, the first category for phrases on the top of this list are inspector phrases, and so I can quickly say that the inspector accepted something. That will basically just type that in the diary for me, and then I could tap in next to that and finish that phrase with the actual item that was accepted. So phrases don't get used a lot. I think the biggest reason is there are so many of them, and it probably takes you as much time to find the phrase you want as it would to type what you were going to say. But they are there, and you can definitely take a look at it, see if you can make use of phrases. The last part of the diary is really the bulk of the diary, the note section that's on the right-hand side, and we want you to type any note pertinent to your job that day. The typical guidance that we provide for the diary here for the note section is we only want general job site notes. We want notes that are specific to your activities to be added as a cost code note, and we'll look at that when we look at the time cards. But the diary should be general job site notes. Issues with a subcontractor, traffic control issues, an accident, an incident, employee issues. Those are the types of things that you would put on your diary. When you tap in that note area, it will bring up your keypad and you can just type your note, or again, use the microphone for speech to text. There are 3 options for your diary now. The top right corner, I can tap on the send button and send this diary. Lower left corner, if I decide I want to start over, I've got the wrong date, the wrong job, I can delete the entry. Top left corner, I can tap and return to the home screen. Now you can obviously send your diary at any time. My recommendation is that you go ahead and just return to the home screen, and your diary will be added to the send all transactions in the lower right corner. And the only reason I suggest returning to the main screen or the home screen without sending is that as you complete your time card, you may remember something that you want to add to the diary. And it's really easy at that point to open the diary back up and tap in the note section and add those additional notes, or tap in the working conditions if working conditions change, whatever that might be. That concludes the diary training for today.